Hello everyone, I am back. It's been a while. So I moved house and I have been doing a lot of things, stressing about a lot of things. Didn't get much reading done in June. Was too hot most of July, and I'm finally getting back into a groove in August and feeling in a place where I can finally sit down and film something. So I'm here in front of my shelves that I have finally put up, making me feel at home, and we'll see if this setup works out. But I finally felt able to sit down and film a video, and so I wanted to sit down and talk about Little Free Libraries because I've been obsessed this year, and I wanted to show you some of the books that I have picked up at Little Free Libraries. And I've been watching a lot of Little Free Library vlogs and things like that, so if that's something you're interested in seeing what I've picked up, please keep watching. So one of the things that prompted me to look into Little Free Libraries was the fact that I was moving and I needed to get rid of a lot of books. I have a lot of books, and as you can see, I didn't want to move all of them because they're heavy. They're really heavy. One box of books is heavier than 2 or 3 boxes of stuff I was carrying upstairs, and I was carrying everything myself up 2 flights of stairs. So I slowly got rid of about probably 50 books over the course of the first part of the year, and I never took any. I just needed to get rid of them. I had lots of mass market paperbacks, lots of mysteries, a few hardcovers, things that I hadn't. It's strange. You start looking at your shelves and you're like, I have not picked this up in 20 years. Do I need it? Probably not. I'm never going to read it again. It was nice to have while I had it, but I don't need it in my life. And if it can go to someone who actually wants to read it, that's great. And instead of taking it to Goodwill or St. Vinny's or whatever, I just would put some in a tote bag, and when I would walk back and forth to work, I would drop one off, or if I was walking around the neighborhood to go get groceries or something, drop another one off, drop a couple off, try to match the vibe a little bit, see what was mostly in there, and if it was mostly like children's, give something like educational. I don't have kids books, but I have educational books that I can put in. If it was more like fiction, put in fiction, and just sort of be mindful and not try to just stuff things in where they don't belong. And it really didn't occur to me to really take anything because, again, I didn't want to move a lot of things. But then I finally moved. And I started actually seeing books that I wanted to actually take and read or give a chance to read. And I won't bore you with the whole like what a Little Free Library is. It's, you know, it's a little book box that's in your neighborhood. Take a book, leave a book. There's not, people like to have rules for how they do it. I don't really have any rules. I've given so many books that if I take a book, I don't feel bad if I don't leave one at this point. But I think it's a really fun, enjoyable way to put books into your collection and to take books out of your collection, and it's a real way to share with your community. And it just makes me feel a little bit more connected in this time when I'm feeling a little bit adrift and getting used to a new neighborhood, a new house, new everything. So let's just talk about the books that I started picking up. So one of the things that I really enjoy about Little Free Libraries is that you can find some really cool hardbacks in really nice condition. Now, this is not universally true. Sometimes they're not great condition. Sometimes, you know, they're just not books you want to read. But what I've been obsessed with is finding these types of books. And the first book that I ever picked up from a Little Free Library was this one. And this is a book of the month. And this is Susan Cain's Bittersweet. Now, I read Quiet a couple years ago. I had that book for years and years, and I never read it, and then I finally read it a couple of years ago. And while it wasn't my favorite book, it did resonate with me because I am a quiet, introverted person. And so seeing this one, and it's a book of the month, and I love how beautiful these book of the months are. I do not have, I don't think I have the commitment to actually subscribe, but I do like the covers. I like the embossing on them. I just think they're really, really nice. And I did read this one. I have read this one. It didn't take me very long, a couple of days. And I feel like it's kind of on par, maybe a little less with Quiet. It's an interesting read, and it's a thoughtful read, and it just makes me think about my own introvertedness and my own quietness and how I am in the world around people, and the grace that I give to myself and to other people. So I really did enjoy this. I like how they put it's from April of 2022 on here. So when I saw this in a little free library, this was the very first one that I ever picked up. And I did leave a book. I did leave a hardcover for a hardcover for this. And since then, I have picked up quite a few Book of the Months. And here they all are. So this was, let's see, this one I picked up from a nearby one near to my new neighborhood. Oops. This is the Ex-Hex. This is a supernatural romance, I guess. It says October 2021. The little free library that I got this from had a little like bookmark in there asking you to please, if you're not going to keep it, maybe just give it back to the library, because they do struggle a little bit with keeping their library full. And so I have this one, which is really cool. I do love a nice little romance, so I'm looking forward to this one, and I do think it is. I think the cover is really cool. I love the turquoise and the black. This will be a nice one for spooky season, and it's got some silver foiling on it and some blue on the inside, so really nice quality book. Looking forward to that. The next one, I felt so lucky to find this. This is relatively new. This is Sally Hepworth's Mad Mabel in the Book of the Month. It's this cool green and red. This is from April of 2026. I recently saw someone talk about this on BookTube and said they actually cried at the end of it, so that made me even more interested to read it. It is kind of like, I guess, serial killer, I don't know, something like that. But it's also humorous, I guess, and then it's about women and getting older and all that. That's what I've heard anyway. I love the little sunglasses on the back. I've heard good things, and I am excited to read this also for spooky season. Then two that I picked up just recently. Someone in my neighborhood, or in the neighborhood that I find these Book of the Months club, it's more like my old neighborhood that I visit. Somebody has a Book of the Month subscription and has access to lots of really nice books. So I found this one, Yerba Buena, by Nina LaCour. This is from May of 2022, and I saw that she recently had one. She's, I think this month, August of 2026, she also has another book for Book of the Month, so she's one of their recurring authors. This one is, I think, about LGBTQ and a restaurant, and it's just kind of a slice of life. Seems more like maybe a summer story, but it could also be a nice winter story, so looking forward to this one. And then this is the most recent one I found. Super excited to find this because I've never read this author, and it is also from this year, and this is Mary Kubica's It's Not Her, another thriller for spooky season, and it's about a tranquil family vacation. Looks like it's on a lake somewhere. I've had many tranquil family vacations where you probably feel like there's a little too much family closeness. So perfect one for spooky season. So there's 5 here. I also have another Book of the Month that I found at my workplace. Has a shelf of take a book, leave a book lending library. It's not technically an LFL, and I don't have it here with me, so I haven't included it. I lent it out to someone. So I have like 6 of these, so I'm like, why would I pay for Book of the Month when I can get them from a little free library? And then this one I just couldn't resist because it is a beautiful hardback, and it is a historical novel. This is Golden Hill by Frances Spufford. I love this sort of this Hogarth painting, this Hogarth painting on here, and then you have these old prints of, a grid of New York and old prints of New York. And this is about Manhattan in the 1740s. and it's kind of a mystery series. It's kind of a mystery, not a series, but a mystery tale. And I really love books about the 18th century. Just they're very fun. And I actually saw that Miranda Mills had read this like a few, probably maybe 4 or 5 years ago in one of her older vlogs. She had actually read this one. I didn't know that at the time. I just recently saw the really old vlog that auto played. So that was kind of cool, like cool little coincidence that she has also read this, and so I feel like I picked the right one because it's a beautiful hardback and like new, and it is a time period that I really enjoy reading about. This one has started me down a little bit of a rabbit hole. This is 5 Plays by Moliere, and it is one of those 1950s, 60s, 70s penguins. So this is one of the green ones. I can't remember what green is for. I think it's for fiction or plays or whatever, or mysteries, something like that. I know the penguins are supposed to be coded by color, but I love these ones with this border around it and this little like circular insignia on it for like what the subject is. If you go in the back, there's some other ones on for other books that they've done, and I don't know, I really, this one is for, there's another one, another cute one in here, cute or cool, whatever. And I do like the 17th century quite a bit, probably more than the 18th century. I'm kind of fascinated by the 17th century, so I wanted to pick up these ones when I saw this in a little free library. And you know, it does have somebody's name on the side of it, which fine, I don't care. And it does have an old 50-cent price on it, and this has the old 95-cent price on it here. But it's kind of started me down a rabbit hole of this version of Penguin Classics. And I'm not a Penguin girly. I don't really love the Penguin black spines. I know some people are obsessed with them. They love how they look on their shelf. I am more of a Bantam Classics girl, or a Signet Classics, or I am into different other series, but these ones for some reason I really like, and I've gotten a couple of more from some resale thrift shops. Again, 5 plays, so there is The Would-Be Gentleman, That Scoundrel Scaban, The Miser, Loves the Best Doctor, and Don Juan. So, and as I just said, I am more of a Bantam Classics, Signet Classics girl because I grew up in the mass market paperback classics era, so I have found these ones from both Bantam and Signet. My heart belongs to Bantam Classics, so when I saw this one, I picked it up. This is Heart of Darkness and the Secret Sharer by Joseph Conrad. Again, it has somebody's name on the side, and someone has annotated it, which doesn't really bother me because it is not often that I find these Bantam Classics for free. I see them at half-price books all the time, and they're always creased, and I'm not going to pay that. I'm not going to pay for that because I have so many here. But if I see it for free and I don't mind a little bit of marking up, that's cool. And I like having this version of the Bantam Classics. Now I also found another classic Bantam series, which is a little bit different, but it's still the Bantam Classics, and that is Anne of Avonlea. I've read Anne of Green Gables, I've never read Anne of Avonlea, and I believe like my friend growing up was obsessed with Anne of Green Gables, and I think she had all of these, and so it just made me smile to think of her when I saw this, and I wanted to pick this one up. It's got a little bit of staining on it, and it's, the pages are yellowed, but it's not moldy or anything, and there's a little bit of foxing on the inside and somebody's name is in it, but it smells like an old book, and I do plan on reading this at some point because I just haven't read the series. I've read the first one, but I never read the series. So. This one I found just this week, and it is a Signet Classic. It is 3 by Flannery O'Connor. The Violent Buried Away, Everything That Rises Must Converge, and Wise Blood. I don't remember what I've read from Flannery O'Connor in the past. I know she's more of a short story person, but I also think I get her confused with another author. As long as it's free, I can pick up a new Signet Classic, or new to me Signet Classic. And again, I love these mass market paperbacks. I miss seeing them in stores, and they're going away, so I figure I'll pick one up when I can. And finally, I have been looking for one of these books in a Little Free Library forever, and I feel like everyone who films a Little Free Library book finds one, but I never have. So I found this. It is King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard. If you don't know, I have read Realmbreaker by Victoria Aveyard. This is the first one in the Realmbreaker series. I love this. This is so much fun. This is fun high fantasy. But I've been looking for Red Queen, which is this is the Red Queen series. This is the third one in the Red Queen series. I've been looking for Red Queen everywhere, and I cannot find it. I have not been able to find it until recently in one of my independent local bookstores. It's been available at Barnes & Noble for a while, I know that, but to be able to find it in one of my local indies, I finally found a copy. I'll probably have it in a haul some point, but I found Red Queen with the sprayed edges, beautiful new paperback, and it matches this. This one does not have the sprayed edges. This one is actually from someone's classroom, but I found this in a Little Free Library. I have the first one, the third one. I still need to read the first one. I want to read it before Tempest comes out in September. So I'm so glad that I was able to actually find this one, and I feel like this is what led me to having the good luck to finally find Red Queen at my local indie. And then this is my favorite find in a Little Free Library. I had dreams about this happening. I never thought this would happen, and I was ecstatic when I found this. And I found it in one of my local Little Free Libraries next to my, in my old neighborhood, but when I was still living in my old neighborhood. And yeah, I just was so excited to find this. And this is an NYRB classic. This is Pitch Dark by Renata Adler. I have read this one, and this one it's not very long. It's a short novel. This is Renata Adler. She is one of their most popular authors. I think Speedboat is probably more popular than this one. And this one it's one of those sort of stream of consciousness, lots of they call it like a mosaic of pieces, different pieces of the story, and you're kind of putting it together. It is very experimental. It's a little hard to follow. It's not something you can really speed read, and I kind of understand why someone would have put this in a Little Free Library, because I don't know that I loved it, but I did appreciate the experience of reading it, and I love adding this to my collection because I have read it now. I like literature that challenges me, even if I don't particularly love it, and I'm glad for the experience, and I'm glad to be able to find a book like this, like brand new copy, no markings at all, just this beautiful copy of an NYRB. These things are not cheap at all. I've never paid full price for one, though. I've always bought them secondhand. But to find one for free, that is just so special to me to be able to find this. And again, I've read it. I've read, two of these? I've read 2 of the books from all the books in this Little Free Library haul, but that's okay because they were free. And if I find that I don't like them and I don't want them in my collection, I can put them back out again. I have tried to be very selective about what I pick up from Little Free Libraries. I try to find, like I said, the book of the month in beautiful or at least nice condition. Try to find NYRB. I keep it to Bantam and Signet and authors that I actually want to read. And so I feel good about all of these books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 12 books. I've read 2 of them. And I plan on reading more of them this fall, whenever I have time to do that. But yeah, I am looking forward to doing more booktube videos. I'm looking forward to getting back into the groove of filming and talking to you about what I've read, what I bought, what I think about what I've read, and my collection of, my growing collection, because I now can grow my collection again and have space on my shelves to do that. And I'm excited to do some more videos for you. So I hope you enjoyed this one, seeing what I've picked up at Little Free Libraries. Let me know if you have Little Free Libraries in your area, and if you have good finds, if you've got if you've given to Little Free Libraries. I know a lot of people who do vlogs kind of drive around to them. I walk around. I don't have a car, so I walk around to them. I walk to different neighborhoods in my city. And sometimes when you're carrying 2 or 3 hardcovers, it gets a little heavy. So, but I do try to, like I said, I do try to give a book if I take a book. But again, I've given away so many books over the spring and the summer that I don't necessarily feel bad taking one and not giving one. I think it evens out in the end. But let me know if you have any like rules for how you do Little Free Libraries. If you have a Little Free Library, that'd be fun. We're thinking about putting one up by our house. We think it would be really cute and fun. So, well, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.